Okay, let's continue with our application. We have category service and category service implementation class created. Now what we want to do, we need to create controller. Let's create new package, controller. And let's create category controller first. And it will be a REST controller. And we also need mapping. Request mapping, the value will be API categories. And now let's create some functions. But first thing that we need to create, first thing we need a category service. Which will be private, and also we need auto-wired annotation. And we want to create a function which will display all categories. And we will always return because this is a RESTful service, we will return response entity. Response entity of list of category DTO. And we will call this function get all categories. And we also need get mapping annotation, and the value will be all categories. And let's create a list of category DTO. We will call it all categories equals to, here will be category service with Y. Category service list all. And now let's return response entity. Okay. And in the body will be all categories, which is a list of category DTO, and that will be enough for this function. The next one, we want to get the details of category with ID, and it will be public response entity of category DTO. The name of the function will be get category details. It will also be get mapping annotation, and the value will be category details, and we need category id as parameter, and also this function will have parameter pet variable, which will be category id, and it will be integer. And let's find that category DTO. We will just call it category or temp category equals to category service get category by ID, category ID. Perfect. And now let's return response entity. It will be okay, and in the body will be this temp category. That's fine. Now let's create a function to save or store category. Public. It will be also a response entity, and it will be string. The name of the function will be store category, and it will be for saving, it will be post mapping, and the value will be store category. For post mapping we will need a request body of category DTO category, and also we need validated annotation. It's validated from Spring Framework validation annotation, and also we need errors annotation from Spring Framework validation errors, because we are using validation. When we are using validated, we also need to use errors, and if we have errors, has errors, and I will just type something. For now we will change it later. Errors are detected. We will just print it. And let's create one category DTO. It will be stored category equals to category service, add category. We will just add this category here. And now let's return response entity. It will be okay, and in the body it cannot be stored category because it's category DTO. We will return string. That means that we need to type some string. Let's type some text. The category with ID plus stored category, get category ID. Now let's type in the new line plus has been stored in the database. Let's type Ctrl Shift and F. Okay. And now that will be enough for this function. Now the next one, let's create a function for update category. It will be public response entity string update category, and for updating we will use put mapping annotation, and the value will be update category and category ID as a pet variable. And let's type in the parameter pet variable, which will be category ID, which will be integer. And we also need a body, request body, category DTO category, and let's put this in the new line. Okay, and also it needs to be validated. Okay, validated request body pet variable, and we also need errors. Okay, you need to be careful because we will also use error from Java lang library, and also errors are from Spring framework validation library. You need to be careful about these two. And let's do the same like in the store category. Let's print something if we have errors. Otherwise, let's create category DTO updated category equals to category service update category. Yes, we will use these two parameters, and now let's return response entity, which will be string. Okay, the body, inside the body we will write, let's write some text, the category with ID plus updated category, get category ID plus has been updated without any issues. That will be the text, and let's just Control Shift and F and Control S to save. Okay, but we forgot we need one more method for delete category. Okay, this one looks fine. And we need delete mapping annotation. The value will be delete category, and also category ID as a pet variable. And let's create a function, public. It will be also a response entity string, the name of the method delete category, and we will need pet variable only, category ID, which will be integer, and we will just call the service, the method from category service, delete category, category ID, and let's return response entity. Response entity, okay, and in the body let's type the text, the category with ID plus category ID plus has been permanently deleted. I think that will be good. Okay. I think that we have all the functions that we need from the category controller, and that will be enough. Okay, once more Control Shift F, Control S to save. That will be good. And in the next tutorial we will try to test this application to see how it works. Okay.